Welcome back, everyone, to another amazing episode. This is the closing table, and I am James Garman. Thanks for tuning in.
This is Daniel White. I am super excited about this morning, my friend. We've got a lot to talk about, and I'm in the new office today, so I apologize for the little camera and the red wall, white wall. It'll be better next week.
I actually like the red wall, white wall, man. It's actually pretty dope.
You wait until you see the whole thing, my friend. You wait to see the whole thing.
Indeed.
Nice. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, yeah, man, it's going to be a great episode today. I'm really excited about everything we're going to be talking about. I definitely think, again, first of all, let me say this: hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Me and Daniel, we like to do these shows on Monday and 6:45, get you up and moving, up and running, help you get your day started. And again, we like to talk about finances and everything else going on in the economy and some simple day-to-day talk, get us through the morning.
Definitely getting us through the morning, my friend. Definitely. Running a little bit late. I should have left about 10, 15 minutes earlier and all that good stuff. But man, I don't think people know how to drive anymore. Like it is one of those things where it's pitch black out. I know everybody's trying to get to the job, but at the end of the day, guys, like slow down 5-10 minutes, 5-10 miles. Let's all get there safe. It is absolutely crazy. I've seen probably 5 or 6 trucks cut other people off this morning, and I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Are you telling me that Florida's traffic is crazy at 6:30 in the morning, man? I mean, you're in Land Lakes, you're in Tampa, so
I think they drive with their eyes closed, to be honest with you.
Listen, just out of curiosity, who has the worst traffic, Atlanta or Tampa? Well, I know Orlando traffic is horrible as well. So,
did you put Atlanta in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll drive that little section downtown the interstate is the worst I've ever been in. If I have to go 2 hours around Atlanta to avoid that, and I will do that.
Man, it's so crazy, man. It's like the more they build highways or lanes, it's like more the traffic comes. It's crazy. It's like I think we're 6 lanes behind where we should be. Because honestly, sometimes I can get to, depending on what time I leave. Like yesterday morning, going to the airport, I got there in 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Today, if I wanted to go to the airport this morning around the same time, it'd take me an hour and 35 minutes. It's super crazy. Super crazy.
James, you think that's crazy? What the wife and I did was crazy. Spring break, we went up to North Carolina, like Blue Ridge Mountains and everything.
Okay.
We drove through Atlanta. Okay. Me, the wife, 2 kids, 3 dogs, and a Pathfinder. I was stuck in that Atlanta traffic for 2 hours. I wanted to shoot myself.
Man, I can only imagine. It causes so much road rage, man. It's crazy. It causes so much road rage. But, man, it's Atlanta traffic. That's all I can tell you. Keep your gun with you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Dimitri, good morning. Joyce, good morning. Again, Daniel, good morning. Thank you all for tuning in. Denise, I see you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a great show, everybody. We're gonna have a great show. We want you all to tune in, jump in the comment section, whether you're tuned in on Facebook or if you tuned in on YouTube. Please, by all means, join in. We're looking to have a great show this morning. If you haven't, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that subscribe bell, and hit that share button. Share with some of your friends, share with some of your co-workers, people that you may know that can find some benefit from this show. And again, I love
anyone that's tired of the radio station.
Yeah, anybody tired for every radio station. I mean, who listens to the radio these days anyway?
Plus, we're not asking you to listen to us all day. It's only 45 minutes.
Good morning, Destiny. Great to have you back as always. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the business today, man. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. Jam-packed, man.
Like jam-packed from regular shit, or you've been doing a lot of business,
man. A lot of business this week. I mean, I was able to break away and kind of relax as well a couple times, but yeah, it's business, man. Got some things on the table here in some unique situations. It seems like, we'll talk real estate first, but it seems like every real estate transaction, you learn something new. And if you're not, then it's too darn easy. You're not doing it right, because there's always little hiccups. There's always these little
nuances.
All these little extra little things that pop up, and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't hear about that. I don't know about that stuff. Rates. So answering buyers' questions, all that good stuff, man. So yeah, it was just kind of, I don't want to say fires, but it's kind of like trying to calm people down a little bit and understand, like, this is the process. These are things that happen. Buyers, I feel like all buyers, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the excitement is there when they're searching for a home.
Yeah, yes. Hey, we're lit. We're on fire, man. But
you can't get enough text messages or emails from them. You're almost to the point where you're like, calm down. I can't. I'm one person. I can't show you 30 houses
right
in one day. And so then they find the right house. They sign the contract,
and then no contact.
And then James, now they're scared. They're like, oh my God, what did I just do? And I'm like, listen, your payment is still going to be better than what the rent is, and you're building equity. And we asked them to take $10,000-$15,000 off asking price. You're going to have some equity in the game already,
Exactly.
So
yeah, I can totally get it. I can totally get it, man. I took out some buyers this weekend as well, first time home buyers, and I'm not gonna say what I was about to say because I have to stop doing some of the things I do when I meet my buyers for the first time. But yeah, man, great group of people, and I think it's going to be an exciting journey.
And just so people know, what he's trying to say is he's got to stop hugging these people, because that's what he does.
Exactly. I hug people. And I got to stop doing that. But overall, man, let's get to it. So Kansas City Chiefs last night pulled a narrow victory out of their ass with the help of the refs. And, it happens all the time. This is why I'm starting to take the one guy, the football player, that said it's starting to seem like football may be a little rigged. I'm not the first one to say that, but it is what it is. Kansas City Chiefs last night pulled a narrow victory out of their ass last night over the Philadelphia Eagles, who's going to be sitting pretty tight for the next 8 to 9 months before they can get back on the field and actually show what they were really made of. And again, I'm not a Philadelphia fan. I'm a Cowboys fan, but last night was a little shaky, if you ask me. But congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Did you enjoy the game?
James, I did. So you're saying that you think the refs helped the Kansas City Chiefs win. I think that's what I got out of it.
That's pretty much what you got out of it, bro.
All right. I just want to make sure. I mean, I agree with you. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
If we're gonna sink the ship, we're gonna sink the ship together, my friend. I'm not gonna let you sail away by yourself. Okay. I love the Super Bowl. I really like all the advertisements and the commercials and all that stuff. But, all in all, great game up again until the last 5 minutes. But it's like anything. It's never going to be a perfect ending. And what I mean by a perfect ending, winning and losing. Like, it does seem like when we watch these sporting events, whether it's football, it's basketball, it's soccer, the refs, the human side of things, have a tendency to impact certain outcomes of games. And, like the announcer said, he's like, man, let them play. Like that. I think we all want that. But if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan right now, you're like, hey, that's the perfect call. I've seen guys get clotheslined and not get, holding penties, right?
Right, so, exactly.
But, the Eagles, from where they were last year to this year, they made it to the Super Bowl. That's a win in itself, right? Unfortunately, we can only have one winner, and Kansas City prevailed. So congratulations to them. And next year I hope my Bucks are there.
Yeah, I hear you. Especially once y'all get a new quarterback. So with that being said, Riri, man, how was the Super Bowl halftime show for you, bro? Did you enjoy that, or the family enjoy that?
So I do love Rihanna. I was like, what's going on? Then I started searching things. Well, I'm online. You start searching when they're there, and she's pregnant. So
she's pregnant.
She's not gonna be dancing. Yeah. Like I was like kind of disappointed. I was like, man, I really want to see her get down.
Yeah, it was a little stiff.
But she's pregnant. So I was like, okay, well, who's going to come out? Who's going to be like Jay-Z should have come out.
I thought Jay-Z was going to come out on Run to Town. I really thought Jay-Z was going to come out on Run to Town.
I was like, come on. And it was funny because Sierra called me like the last 2 or 3 minutes, or I called her and we started talking about it. And she's like, yeah, Dad, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. Now my grandmother was like, man, they can dance.
It was a little stiff for that. I mean, they tried to do enough to make sure she didn't look too out of place, but I didn't know she was pregnant again. I mean, she just dropped a baby, but when you worth $1 billion, as my good friend Ozzy last night said, you can have as many babies back to back as you want. So, but yeah, man, it's I mean, overall, and it was cool. It was a cool show. Again, the wife and the daughter, they enjoyed it. So I mean, that's all. I mean, I thought somebody else was going to come out and hold it down with.
You know what I don't understand?
Yeah,
like it's the biggest sporting event I think in the world. I mean, I do. The one day I think people all over the world are watching this event. And I know that MTV years ago with like Janet Jackson, I think it was, and
with the boob situation, yeah.
Right. Like, but when I think back, and I was thinking about it last night after the halftime show, is like we didn't bring in all the cultures, like, and all the different. Like, I really like it when you get rock and hip hop, and you get all those artists on the field and the grand stage, the biggest stage of them all collaborating and singing and just doing whatever. I mean, they could all play bits and pieces of their own songs and stuff, but I kind of missed the boat on that, in my opinion. I think it should be more of everybody. Not everybody in that stadium is a hip hop fan,
right? Yeah, but it should be more inclusive. It should be more inclusive.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And before we move off this subject real quick, Chris Stapleton did a great job with the national anthem, man. I love that national anthem. I love the way he presented that national anthem with the guitar riffs and everything. It just set a different tone. I love it. I'm a big music fan overall, whether it's hip hop, country, rock. It doesn't matter to me. I love music. I love just good music. And I've never heard this guy. This was my first time experiencing his music. And I really, I think this is somebody that I would want to go and listen to see what else they have, but just how they delivered the national anthem. It was really touching. But yeah, man, I think it was a great show. I think overall it could have been more inclusive when it comes to our racial and, economic and religious, separation that we have in this country. Yep. But overall, this is what we have, man. Conflict. It's always going to be conflict.
You're a music person, right? Like it's in your blood, right?
Indeed, yes.
So I was watching that interview, and we text last night about it, but we had a lot of texts going back and forth.
Yeah,
so they've got skipped over. Yeah. But is the national anthem? Is it really one of the hardest songs to sing? Or
from what I hear,
okay.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's one of the hardest songs to sing, and of course, my ladies' boy, he done sung it before, and he did a really good job at it. But it really, I don't really think it's has much to do as to how well you can sing, but if you can do your best with who you are, I think sometimes a lot of people like to do too much with the national anthem, and they try to hold some parts that they shouldn't hold, and causes this riff in the delivery, and it comes off just horrible. But I think I'm being honest, but I think Chris Stapleton.
I love it, dude. My grandmother said that last night at the hymn. She's like, why don't they just sing the song? Why don't they just sing the song?
Like the song wasn't wrote, to be sung some way some people sing it. So
no wonder my grandmother can't comment on the show, but she listens to the show. That's why she's starting to like you. You two are thinking alike.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, overall, I definitely love the show. And the last thing I have to talk about before we move on off of this is my favorite commercial was the Uber One commercial with Puff Daddy and some more people who was in there, but he bringing back the old hits and trying to create a hit song or a hit commercial song, which turned out to be a hit commercial song within the commercial. So I really like that commercial. What about you? What was your favorite one?
I'm not going to go out on my favorite one, James. I'm going to say where I was really disappointed in the entire commercial industry. Right?
Yeah.
Here's why. I saw 2 commercials with QR codes, and I think QR codes are a way, especially on that stage,
it's
to give it away, right? Give it away, right? But more importantly, I don't remember seeing any mortgage company talk about how great it was the last 18 or 24 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
They made tons and tons of money back then and didn't give any type of commercial in the Super Bowl to give back to the people of the United States and homeowners and what the importance is of purchasing a home and stuff like that, and trying to get rid of your liabilities and stuff like that. So I was kind of disappointed on the mortgage side of things that I didn't see any of those commercials, as well as I didn't see anything on the real estate side neither, right? There's a lot of money that's involved in those two businesses, and none of them had a commercial in the Super Bowl. And again, I don't know what their commercial would be, but it would have been a great platform to mention something about purchasing a home, securing a mortgage in the United States and becoming a homeowner, first-time homeowner. Even on your local news, that Hometown Heroes program, they could have done something. Your local news channel could have given you didn't have to pay $6 million for that. So I can't really pick out who my favorite commercial was, but there were some things there that I was disappointed that I did not see.
I would totally agree with that. And again, I think overall they dropped the ball on most of those commercials. Most of those commercials was garbage this year. But again, I just found the one that was really funny and I feel like brought back some nostalgia. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about what's going on in Turkey right now, man. They was hit by a huge earthquake recently. A lot of people passed away. A lot of people are still being searched for. A lot of people have been found. But overall, this is a major, incident that is, I think it's been covered, but not covered to the extent as if something like, here or in other parts of the world would be covered.
20,000 so far? Or more than that?
I'm not quite sure the numbers. I know it's up there though, but I know they've been able to find over 600 people, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But they've recently arrested about 100 people who were connected with the collapse of those buildings. So they're saying that it may be something that was triggered, or it could have been something that, caused this incident versus actual earthquake or whatever there was.
They're saying right now, about an hour ago, 34,000 people.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's a lot of people, brother. Yeah. That's a lot of people, man. I mean, unbelievable. And I did see somewhere yesterday where maybe, I don't know if it was a family of 4 or a family of 3. I don't know exactly what it was, but I mean, is it now are we at like 10 days right now?
Yeah, we're at, about that time. So they're saying the window to find the survivors is pretty much over. Like it's like if we find a survivor at this point, it's going to be over. Like
that's what they said. They did find a family of 4, miracle. Like, wow, couldn't believe it. All of that stuff. So, and that was, I swear, I saw that yesterday, or I saw that Saturday sometime. And then talking about finding that family. Yeah, man, crazy. I haven't heard about all the 10 people arrested. What is that there?
Oh, more than 100 people linked to collapsed building has grown over the past 48 hours. So I don't know. Again, we're going to have to look into that a little bit more. But if you want to follow something, here's something to follow. Keep us updated. If you have any information on this situation, please drop that information in the comment section. Let us know what you feel about this incident in Turkey that's linked to this earthquake, or possibly linked to some people collapsing buildings. I don't know. We're just going to have to, keep our eye on that situation. Overall, right now, Turkey is looking to round up construction workers to get back to building. And I'm like, wow, they're moving fast. They're like, well, we mourned. It's over. We can't find anybody. We'll probably find them while we're rebuilding the new buildings. That's how they're looking at it. So, but good morning. Good morning. Shell and Nisha, thanks for tuning in. But go ahead, Dan. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was like, man, yeah. I mean, prayers go out to those families and the workers as well, man. Those men and women, that's not an easy task, trying to go through rubble and hazardous areas and stuff like that. So yeah. So let's move on to something more positive, James.
Oh, do we got something more positive? That's crazy. I didn't know we.
That's why I did that, James.
Because I didn't know we had anything more positive. Because right now, I wanted to talk about the damn. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Or is it a damn UFO? What is really going on out here, bro? Like, my wife is thinking that it's a UFO. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, what's really going on out here,
James? The first thing I saw on the YouTube news was UFO shot down by fighter jet. I looked over at my wife and I said, God, she's right. We got UFOs now.
We got
UFOs now.
So I don't. Can you see the map, right? But this is where the sightings have been, for this quote unquote balloon / UFO or whatever the hell they're shooting down. We went from balloons to now unidentified objects, flying objects. So this is the thing, Daniel. If it's UFOs, this is why I hate the UFO talk. I used to be a conspiracy theorist, but now I hate the UFO talk because right now the government has a satellite that they can zoom into my house, through my damn roof, through my walls, all 3 floors. They can zoom in through those houses and see me sitting here butt naked on this podcast at this very moment. But you mean to tell me you can't find me one photo of a UFO in HD 180p imagery? Where do we get this from? Like, again, if we have UFOs, cool. I'm not saying we don't have UFOs, but why can't I ever see a clear picture of a damn UFO? Everything is in this. They always got it in this, what you call it, black and white, or it's in some type of night vision view. It's like, give me a damn picture. Like, we have this type of technology.
Well, James, all you got to do is watch. All you got to do is watch every other Will Smith movie.
You're right about that, but come on, man, give me a picture though. Give me a picture of an actual UFO, and I would change my perspective on this situation. Literally, I am tired of hearing about UFO sightings and no one ever gets a good picture. My iPhone can zoom in over 150 feet. I know, easy yards, 200 yards, and catch a bug crawling up an Amazon tree. And you telling me I can't get a picture of a UFO 200, 300 feet in the air flying right over somebody's head? Like, come on.
Just so we're clear, James's email is going to get flooded with UFO photos. I'll take for sale by owner homes in my email or any potential buyers looking to buy houses. Or if you just need new insurance, I'll take those emails as well.
He'll take those. But yeah, please send me pictures. If you have a picture of a damn UFO, I want to see it. Because I'm tired of having arguments with my wife about if it's real or not. I don't care at this point. Just show me a photo and I'll believe it. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. China, these Chinese balloons, spy balloons. I mean, where we at right now, bro? Like, are we headed to war? Are we going to war over this? They're saying that it was a commercial balloon or some type of a civilian balloon. I mean, what's going on?
James, I honestly, I have no answer here, man. I've thought about this and I'm like, what are we doing? What is going on? Like, we have all these satellites, excuse me, we can track missiles being launched. We on the opposite side of the world, we can, they just launched a nuclear missile for a test. Like, we know it's a test. And, but then there's all these balloons that are floating around, all these other objects. Then we're hearing about it as American people because they don't want us to know again, right? That it's happened in the past multiple times. But now we're just finding out about this. Like, because
we have iPhones that can zoom in 40,000 feet above your head and can actually see that it has Chinese letters on the side of it. But we can't catch a picture of a freaking alien. Listen, right now, again, I think it's a bigger distraction, as I mentioned last week. The spy balloons and everything is a bigger distraction for what's really going on in our economy, what's going on in our society. Right now, we have so many distractions. The Super Bowl was a damn distraction, being honest. The Grammys was a distraction.
Or the Super Bowl was like, hey guys, take a breather. Like,
take a breather. Take your mind off all the BS that you're seeing. And watch this, same thing with the Grammys, same thing. They have all of these award shows back to back, these championship games, all of that stuff, because they do want you to take your eye off the prize for a minute. Again, we seen Elon Musk at the Super Bowl last night. And who surprised to see it? I'm not. I wasn't surprised. The guy's a billionaire, and he didn't even have a box. He didn't even have a box. He was just sitting like in the stands. So the guy, he's pretty amazing. I get that. But if they're basically saying if Elon Musk can take a break from knowing that the world is on the brink of either a war, alien invasion, or a nuclear attack, so can you. That's what this was saying to me. If the world's richest people can take a break, so you can you.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be comfortable as well if you were building like a city in outer space? All he's got to do is get on his rocket and go up there. He's got, I don't know. He's probably got buildings up there that we don't know about. I'm sure he's got 80 satellites up there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, Skylink is the atmosphere at this point.
Yeah, he's fine. He's like, hey man, if this place goes to hell, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here, right? So B Walker said, y'all laughing, but it's possible they're not sharing all of the pics in and had or the actual aliens. Yes. I mean, you may be right. But again, like Daniel said, this is America for us. They only give us bits and pieces of what they want us to be on the edge of our seats about, and then turn us right back around to get back to work. Get back to work, focus on what you need to focus on, and then we'll continue to handle everything's behind the curtains as we do. And again, I love America. I love America. I love what we stand for. I love who we are. I can't change the policies of how they give us this information in what form or what context. But at the end of the day, I still think it's bullshit. Just being honest, excuse my French, early in the morning, but I still think it's BS. And I overall don't feel like it's a part of something I can control. So politics for me, until I'm in politics the way I want to be in politics, I stay out of politics and focus on the money, man. I focus on the money.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you somebody's out there money means nothing if aliens attack. Well, you're right, but until they attack, money means everything right now. So
I thought we were going by the slogan, money matters. You know, what
money matters.
Money matters. Like, maybe they have a price, right? Most people have a price, I guess.
Yeah, buy the hell out of an alien. There's gonna be some alien on there that could be bought.
I think we just I don't talk bad about aliens. So when they come here, then I know that we're gonna be good.
Yeah, at least that's how you look at it. Anyways, that's how you look at it. All right.
Our conversation at 7 a.m. in the morning is
it's not my
it's going off the rails right now.
My fault, man. This is what the world is talking about. So it's really crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, overall, the China balloon, I understand that, B. Walker. I think the China balloon is a distraction and fake to cover up what's going on with the UFOs and the fact that they just blew up a train full of chemicals in Ohio. And that was going to be my next topic as well. The train that blew up in Ohio. Did you hear about that?
I did. I saw some photos of that. Yes, I did.
Yeah, and from my understanding, a lot of Ohioans is looking to not return home because they're saying the air is polluted up there. And again, I don't know. They
evacuated the surrounding area after the trains, right?
Yeah, from what I understand. But we actually have a friend, Ashley Dolores. I don't know if she's on here this morning, but Dolores is one of our good friends from Ohio, and she was talking about how she was feeling sick, and hopefully she's not on here because she's sick. So. Yeah, really? I had to call and check in on her. Yeah, she said she was feeling really weird because the air was thick or something, and it was going.
How close was she?
She's in I really don't know, but I know she's not far from Cincinnati and Cleveland. I know she's not far.
Wow.
Yeah, but hey,
any numbers, any counts on that? Like how many people are sick? Or
I don't know. Okay. I have no idea. B. Walker, if you got those numbers, please drop them in the comment section. We'd love to hear that. But the main topic today is what we really want to get into is saving your money. Not saving your money, but waiting on spending your money. We want to tell you to pump your brakes on spending money in this economy. As you can see, there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on, and we don't know exactly where we are headed. This is something, it's not new. Chaos has never been new. Would you agree with that, Daniel? Chaos has never been new. Right.
Correct. Nowadays, as you get older, you start to see things and you get to see things in a different way. And there's a lot of distractions going on beside you, behind you, in front of you. And so, yeah, absolutely.
Uh, Dimitri, thank you for tuning back in. Yeah, we're trying to get into some real topics here, and I'm glad you enjoying the conversation so far. But Daniel, yeah, man, it's so much chaos, and again, chaos isn't new. And the reason why chaos isn't new is because chaos is actually the fuel to the financial and economical structure of America. America is built on chaos. You know, if we don't have chaos, we don't have uh, uh a fluctuation of money. We don't have a fluctuation of things going in, import, export. You know, so you have to realize chaos has always been the number one money driver in our society. And if you're not understanding where the money's going, you don't understand what chaos is leering. And I'm the type of person that says follow the money to know what's going on. And if you follow the money, you can always have a pinpoint on where things are headed in our future. So right now we have so much going on. Let's say, for instance, right now, if a war with China did break out, which I think is not possible at this moment, we're not ready. China's not ready to go to war with us. You know, they haven't conquered Taiwan at this moment. Taiwan is one of the main places that they would need to take before we actually see an actual war between the United States and that Asian country of China. So for me, I'm looking at it as, hey, chill out on what you think all of this is and focus on the big thing, and that's your money, that's your finances, because at the end of the day, we're not backed by anything. The American dollar isn't backed by anything, and if the American dollar fails, then you fail. So at this
We
point,
all fail.
right,
We all fail.
we all fail. So
It
at
don't
this
matter
point,
what you got in your savings, checking,
none of that.
investments.
So my thing is, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me, Daniel, is that the goal is to find assets that you can invest in that is tangible outside of the dollar. And again, Robert Kiyosaki says it best: gold, silver, oil, things that are tangible, copper, you know, even lithium. Lithium is one of the biggest things because we're going into this new wave of technology where everything is going to be ran off of battery and electronics, and lithium is one of the biggest drivers of that sector. So you have to figure out how these things can benefit you in the years to come, and they will benefit you in the years to come. But you can't be putting your money in shit that doesn't matter right now, like buying new cars and buying bundles of clothing, going shopping every week. That's not where your money should go.
No, James, you're right. You know, after last Monday's conversation, and I would challenge everybody. I'm working on it just because I handle the insurance and we have a team of partners that we work with in the real estate. So life gets a little crazy Monday through Friday. But what I did start working on after last Monday is I started putting down my assets and my liabilities. And I'm going to tell you, it's an eye opener, guys. It is an eye opener when you sit down and you write down your assets and then you write down your liabilities. That liability list starts to go. You're like, wait a minute, I need a pause here or something like that. Like there's a lot of, just write it down. Write down your assets, write down your liabilities. Look at that piece of paper right now, right? Because you go to YouTube, James, and you've seen it. It's 18 months, we're done. 24 months, we're done. 3 months, we're done. It's over. The American dollar is not going to have any value. You know, the market's going to crash. It's going to be all these things. I mean, there's a lot of scary content out there. So again, right now for me is definitely not the time to go buy a car that's more than your salary.
Exactly.
Like you have to have a car. But if you're not making, I don't know, how much does a Tesla cost, James?
We spent $125,000 on ours.
All right. So if you're going to spend $125,000 on a vehicle and you make $50,000, that is a bad investment.
Bad investment.
That
bad
is
investment.
Horrible. Right?
I don't even care if I don't care if you're Turo on that. That's still not a good investment.
Yeah. So. James, and again, we are not financial advisors, right? We are just guys just shooting from the hip here, having conversations.
I'm sorry, right? I might not be a financial advisor, but if you dumb enough to go out there and buy $150,000 car and you barely making 50, yeah, you really have your priorities in the wrong order. Please shift your shit back to reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
but that's what happens because you see all the commercials, everybody's talking about it. Yeah, and it's a pretty looking car, drives itself. Oh man, fantastic. But you don't make $125,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like that's you don't need to
Technically,
do that.
you should be making $400,000 a year to be buying $150,000 car. Period. Like, you, I don't. First of all, I don't know how much money you should be making a year to afford one of those cars. Just being totally honest. But I know they're expensive, and I know if that shit tears up, it's even more expensive. Because even if you get a dent in your door, there's no popping the dent out. There's no hey get some. No, you have to get a whole new door. You have to get a whole new door. So that's just
right.
and that's just on and again, that's just being smart. That's just being, just taking realism at face value. And I don't think a lot of people take realism at face value. They like living in a fantasy, and it's cool because again, we talked about this last week. Working hard, no matter how smart you're working, you're still working hard. Mental stress and mental, strain causes you to be tired. It causes you to run into brick walls, even if your job isn't like physical labor. But again, I would rather have mental labor than physical labor. I'd rather work my brain than my body. That's just being me. But overall, it comes to a point where you run into that brick wall and you just want some relief. You want to spend your money on something nice. It makes you feel good. That's the psychology behind spending money. That's why the red Corvette has always been a selling point. Put a red Corvette out there, and everybody and their grandmother
got to walk by it, right? Got to walk by it.
It's to stimulate your mental, so you can come back and say, "Hey, this world that I live in is stressful. I deserve something nice and shiny, and it should be red, or it should be nice and colorful. It should be bright." And once you get that stimuli to start to formulating in your system, it becomes an addiction. Now you got the red Corvette. Now you need a new purse. You need the red shoes. You need this to go with it. You want to put bigger rims on it. You want it to go faster, so you drop it right off at the shop and get a nitrous tank put in it. I don't know, but it's just we have this stimuli that needs to be satisfied of relief. We need to be relieved, and that's what we do. We spend money to relieve ourselves, and we have to get out of that mentality. That mentality is dangerous.
People got to put the brakes on, James.
Pump the brakes.
They got to pump the brakes, man. They got to pump the brakes. Right now is the time to educate, figure out your assets, figure out your liabilities. Stop purchasing liabilities, in my opinion, right now, right? And take your money and invest smartly. I think I even told you this. I had a conversation this week or social media, stuff like that kind of going through. And, someone stated, "Oh, man, it feels great to have money in the savings account." You're right. Yeah. It does. But how much? And if your money's not making money for you, I mean, that's not a good situation. Like, your money needs to be working for you. Otherwise, you're going to be working till the day that you pass away.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy. It's not crazy. It's not even crazy to say. It's real to say, because you're totally right, Daniel. You're totally right. Money is a conductor of continuity and energy. If money stops moving, it stops making money. It stops doubling itself. It stops tripling itself. Money has to keep moving. Right now, you have to understand the richest people on the planet right now still have their money working for them. If they still have their money working for them, why isn't your money working for you? That's how it should continue to move. It should continue to be put somewhere to make more money. So going out and buying those Louis Vuitton or these Christian Vuitton, Louis Vuittons, red bottoms that you really want isn't getting you to that next level where you need to be financially. We know right now tomorrow is Valentine's Day. How many people, please drop in the chat if you have a loved one, a family member, mother, uncle, brother, sister, cousin that you've bought something for just for Valentine's Day? Right? Like, how much money did you spend? Are they going to care about that 2 days? If you spend $400 on a bundle of roses, those roses are going to be dead in the next week because nobody really know how to take care of damn roses. Roses aren't meant to last. Like, this is like throwing money into the wind in a time in our economy where you should be saving in a way that you can invest your money to keep it working for you. But this is not the time to say, "Hey, I got $500-600 extra dollars in the bank. I'm good." No, it's $500 don't get you anything these days. I literally spent $150 in the last 2 days going to the grocery store getting little shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, James, and I want to, you're right, in the grocery store. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Like, literally, like,
yeah.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, we talk about investing and making your money work let your money work for you and make money for you and stuff like that. Just so we're clear, it doesn't matter if you make $1 million, 500,000, $100,000, $50,000. Like those men and women that are making millions of dollars, their money is working for them, right? At their level. So whatever your level is, let your money work for you. So, you know, if I had $100, right? If I had $100, I would take 20% of that. To give you an example, I'd take 20% of that. I'd put in a savings. And if I had $100 to spare, I'd put $20 in savings. And then I would take 80% of that and I would invest. If I had $100 to spare, I don't care if I lost it, whatever it is, I take that $100, I take 20%, put it in a savings account, very small amount, don't touch it. Then I take the other 80% and I invest it. So whatever your level is, and again, speak to a financial advisor, talk to somebody that is in the business of investing, because again, you can lose it, right?
Yeah, it can be out the window fast.
Yeah, it can. Or even if when I bought a property, I would say, okay, this property is XYZ. Here's 20% in savings. This is the rest to purchase this property. So I've always kind of done that myself. It's worked. I'm not a billionaire, right? But I am now at a point in my life where I can realize that, hey, when I was 20, 25 years old, man, I love having money in the savings account, right? I don't care if I have any money in my savings account right now, because I want to get my daily reports. I want to know that my money is making money for me now at this point in my life.
Yep. And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to be not even financially secure, because financial security can always be taken away, can always be shaken. You want financial freedom. You want to be financially free from all of the stress that money brings, that when you don't have it. I've been poor. I've literally been poor. I grew up poor. I mean, that's just simple facts. I'm pretty sure 90% of the people on this planet grew up poor, because there's really only 1% of the people that's been rich, right?
I still like my Roman noodles, though. I'm just telling you, man. I can eat those all day.
Listen, I've ate so many Roman noodles in my life. I can only eat them like in sparse and like in random times. It's like, oh, I haven't had a pack of noodles in 2 years. Let me grab this pack of chicken noodles or beef noodles and rip them up. But other than that, I do enjoy great meals. I do enjoy great meals. I like trying new foods, because I also have the luxury of doing that to an extent. I'm not super rich. I'm not like a multi-millionaire in any shape or form, but I do have some finances to say, hey, I want a nice meal. I want to eat a nice juicy steak. I can do that because of how I've set up my life to be. Now, again, it's nothing wrong with going out, but like even tomorrow, Valentine's Day, would you rather go out for Valentine's Day? Would you rather go out to Valentine's Day with your loved one and spend $300 on a meal for one meal at a nice restaurant, if that's where you go? I mean, if you want to go to Applebee's to do something like that, that's totally fine. That's 2 for 20. Was it 2 for 20? 2 for 225. That's totally fine as well. But I would rather stay at home, have a nice Factor meal, and that's not a plug on Factor. Have a nice Factor meal with my lady. Tell her how much I love her, look in her eyes, give her one of the most amazing kisses that she could actually, fathom, and sit around and watch some TV shows or watch something that we can both just sit there and cuddle and or have conversation or just indulge in one another, but versus spending $300 or $400 and now I'm stressed about, okay, well, I shouldn't have spent that $300. Now I got to go out there and hit the pavement running, to get back to the money that I just spent. And that's how a lot of us live. We live on the edge trying to please people that will be pleased with just you spending time with them. Like we spend too much money trying to please people.
James, I think you're absolutely right. Like, Destiny and I, we always like, hey, we don't need flowers. We don't need a car, like that. We've got some plans, but it's more just to kind of go to the beach. And just go spend a day, half a day, whatever it is, just kind of walking around talking, because we enjoy the beach. You and I talk about it all the time. Like that's our safe place. We love the beach. So that's kind of where we're going. We don't have any big plans to go out to dinner and do all that stuff. I mean, if we grabbed some subs from Publix and went to the beach, we would be happy,
You'd be
right?
happy. You'd be happy.
But when do you stop buying those gifts, right? Like my son, my daughter, I know that in their relationships, I know that they are out there buying gifts.
Right,
And
exactly.
so at their age to where we are, when do you change? When do you stop that? Like,
I think what it is, it's like if you do enough for a person throughout the lifespan of a relationship, they're not sitting around waiting on a day that's designated for that moment, for that energy, for that time spent. Because if you spend enough time with your loved ones throughout the weeks, throughout the months, throughout the years, they're taking all of that as a collective. So for new loves, for people that's newly in relationships, yeah, you gotta, hey, look, I gotta express my love to you by getting you a Valentine's Day gift. I gotta do this and do that. Listen, I love my lady. I love her. I didn't get her nothing for her birthday this past year. Nothing. I gave her, and I love you. I wanted to spend just a day with you. I didn't get her anything for her birthday. But what I did give her throughout that time is whatever she wanted. If right now, like she can get whatever it's not about just that birthday. It's not about Christmas. It's not about those things. It's like, what are you sufficing for that person throughout the time, throughout the years? Because again, if she didn't give me nothing for my birthday this year, I wouldn't be mad because she does so much for me day to day. She cooks for me. She wash clothes. She's my business partner. We do so much together that if she didn't give me anything for my birthday or Valentine's Day, it wouldn't be any hair off my back, because the love that we share is bigger than a day. It's bigger than a moment. So I feel like when it comes to these young kids, they're going to go out and buy those promise rings, and they're going to go out and buy, bouquets of flowers and take their ladies on dates and go out to the movies and spend half of their damn work check, because at between the age of 17 and 24, you're not making but $500, $700 a week. You're going to go spend half of that on what? Why? You're not even at that level yet. I think right now, Valentine's Day, Christmas, and all those things, you choose one. If you do something for somebody on Christmas, miss out on Valentine's Day. If you do something for somebody on Valentine's Day, miss out on their birthday. It's not going to care. I mean, they shouldn't care anyways. They shouldn't.
Well, because we all need to get out of the stage of I want. I should get this. I should get this because it's this day. Stuff like that, right? That's just how we've always been raised. You always got a gift at Christmas, Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? 4th of July, you had a party, all that kind of crazy stuff, Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas and all that stuff. So it's in our blood that you give, you receive, you receive, you receive, you receive. So no, I love it. I think the wife and I probably started, she'll probably correct me on this one, probably anywhere from like 7, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I think it was more of us, okay, sweetie, don't buy me anything. Hun, don't buy me anything. Like, let's just go and do this. And again, we always kind of try to one up each other a little bit. Like, she's like, oh, I don't want anything, so I'll buy like a card and a flower. Or a rose, and she bought a card, right? So it's like little things like that.
The small stuff, man.
Yeah. So I think Valentine's Day for us is probably just let's go spend some time away. Probably her wish would be that I just turn my phone off. So I'm gonna turn my phone.
Turn your phone off,
like
man.
A couple hours tomorrow, just to break away from it, and then. But I do love turning my phone back on and but yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I totally get it. And again, good morning, Denise. And Gun Show 111 said 100K Tahoe /USV. What year is this? Probably this year. It's like, I mean, honestly, you have people buying crazy stuff for their loved ones. And me, I'm gonna be totally honest. I would never, ever in my life of living have an issue with my wife bringing me back a deed to a rental property. I would never have a problem with her bringing me one of those on Valentine's Day, Christmas, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Christmas,
a clear deed, clear title, survey,
so everything. She can bring me one on Thanksgiving, anytime. And that's generational wealth building. That's legacy building right there. Like now, if your woman is bringing you one of those, or your husband is bringing you one of those for any gift, then guess what? She's not just thinking about pleasing you. She's thinking about securing the family funds. And that's totally fine with me. But going out here buying ridiculous shit, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable how much money we dump into these things. Get your people together to focus and buy things that matter.
And stop buying items and then refinancing and rolling these things in. Like, that is not helping you at all. It may give you a clean slate, but you're still paying interest on it. I've talked to so many people that have done a refinance, and again, the rates were fantastic, but you took a 5-year, 6-year note on or lien on a vehicle and rolled it into a 30-year mortgage. And yes, I know most people don't keep their 30-year mortgage.
How do you do that? Like, please explain to me. How does someone do that? Like, is that even? I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, well, if you've got the equity in your house and you owe $50,000 or $60,000 on credit cards or a car note, you just
roll it in,
pay it all off.
I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I'd rather no, man. I'd rather lose my car than lose my house.
James, are you reading the message? So you don't want those boxers?
Huh? So long, so
I can't even read that.
Oh, you only want these boxes with my face on it? Really? As long as it costs under $4.99, I'll take it, babe. It's totally fine.
That's the shipping cost for that company. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, I didn't even know you could do stuff like that. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Taking the equity out of your house to pay off those. I totally agree. That's worst thing you could do. I would definitely rather lose my car versus losing my roof or my house, because at the end of the day, that car is constantly losing value. That car is constantly losing equity. You're constantly devaluing that car every time you get in and crank it up. Even if you let it sit there, it's still going to get devalued at some point, especially with the car market the way it is right now. There's so many cars out there at CarMax. I don't know if you drive by CarMax, if you have a CarMax in your city, drive by CarMax, and they don't even have places to park cars. Like, they have no place for you to pull up to purchase a car because their parking lot is so damn full from all of the stock that they bought during the pandemic. And now they can't get rid of the shit because no one wants to buy a car that's overpriced right now. So buying a car.
I bought my first car from there.
CarMax?
Yep, CarMax. Yeah. When they first came out, yeah.
And again, right now, they can't get rid of cars. They want to give them away. And at this point, they just want to give them away. They don't even care if they make money off of them. They just need to get them off of their books. So honestly.
It's 2005 for like Toro, right?
Yeah, 2005. Yep, exactly.
2005 man. Maybe I can go get a good deal on a 2005 car and rent. What does the rent go for a day?
Depends.
It depends on the car, though, right?
There's nothing on Turo going for less than $45 a day. $45 a day, 3 days a week. You've pretty much paid your insurance on that for 1 week of rental.
I'm headed to CarMax.
Pay cash, man. Pay cash, bro.
No,
cash. No financing. No financing. So listen, everybody. Me and Daniel put this show together because we like having financial talk. We love having this conversation about finances. We're financial buffs when it comes to talking about money. We love money. If you don't love money, if you feel like money's evil, this is not the place for you. I'm sorry, but I love money. I don't love money more than I love my wife or my daughter or my mother. Maybe my sisters, my brother. They may, money might come just a tad bit over them, but I love them as well. Listen, but I love money. I love having money. Money feels good to have, and don't let anybody make you feel bad about having it. You should be able to enjoy the finances you have once you get enough finances to enjoy them. Because people feel like, I've worked 6 days out of this week. I need to take a break and go spend the hard-earned money I just worked for on a night out with your friends, going to the bar, putting everybody's money on your tab, putting everybody's filling up somebody else's tanks for them to drive you around. Honestly, you have to realize that when it comes to money, you have to appreciate the hard work and energy that you put into it to get it, and you shouldn't just blow it on anything. You should find ways to take that money and make that money work for you. Take that money and make that money work for you so you can get more money.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, James. I agree with that 100%. Be smart right now with your money. Pay attention to what's going on. Gunsmoke made a comment, the balloon distraction. What's it really for? I have no idea what's going on, right? But something's happening.
Something's happening.
We get all these distractors all the time. And I think James said it, if it wasn't last week, the week before, something will pop up and we're going to be like, oh my God, that's huge. Why didn't we know that? Well, this is why. So we're all waiting to see what happens there. But the smart money decisions, if you ever have a question, I would suggest, if you don't have a financial advisor, speak to somebody that you trust, right? If you're in your 30s or 40s, speak to somebody that isn't maybe in their
50s,
50s, 60s, right? Because they've seen things before, right? I mean, how many things have we seen? We've seen 2002, right?
Yep, 2008.
2010. Yeah, 13, 14, 14. Right there. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've seen some things over the last 20 years. So it's going to come back, right? It's going to come back. It's going to be fantastic. Everybody's going to be living on top of the world, blah, blah, blah. Then something's going to happen. And it's just a cycle. It just happens that way. So be smart, right? We're not telling you not to go out and go have a nice steak or a nice Italian meal or seafood meal. We're not telling you that. But, if you're making $1,000 a week, don't go to a $400 restaurant. Like that's not a smart move.
Two for 25 Applebee's. I'm trying to tell you, 2 meals for the price of one.
It's I look at all these videos and I don't want to post anything or say anything because again, these guys have spent a hell of a lot more money than you and I, James, to start our show, right? But if they're right, 18, 24 months, 3 months, whatever it is, I mean, it's something to consider and understand, right? Be smart. Just make smart. That's what I want to say. Make smart money moves. There you go.
Smart money moves. And if you don't know what those are, there's a lot of avenues out there to teach you about proper ways to invest your money. And again, there's so many new ways to make money in your spare time. So if your main job, if you're 9 to 5 or your whatever your 40-hour work week looks like, find you a technique, find you a skill that has to do with this technology. Find something technical that you can get into, that you can sit at home and type to make $25 an hour, work 2 or 3 extra hours a day at night typing. There's a lot of jobs that's offering work from home pay at a great rate. Again, it may not be physical work, but mental work, mental strain, you're going to get that. But again, it doesn't take away from the money that you're making for your main job. Get you a little side hustle. Find you something to do with that car that you're using to go back and forth to work on weekends when you don't have anything to do. Rent that car out on Turo. Make you a couple extra $100 to pay for that car note, to pay for that insurance. Find ways to get some of this stress off of your shoulders financially.
James, Turo, then you could double your money, right? Look at it this way. If you rented your car, right? Mm-hmm. You take it Friday morning. It gets picked up. It's rented Friday, Saturday, Sunday, return Sunday afternoon. You're stuck at home. You don't have a car.
You don't have nothing to do.
So you save. I look at that as making money. When I'm not out spending money, I'm not going to the grocery store or the shops and stuff like that. I'm making money, right?
Making money.
And you're renting the car and making money, right? So I just doubled my money, right?
Double it.
How many times have you gone to the grocery store? I go to the grocery store. I can't get out of the grocery store without.
You can't, man. You can't not get out. And again, the egg prices just went down in my grocery store over here.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think $4.99, $5.38 is what I seen last night. But I went to the grocery store just real quick. I went to the grocery store. What's today? Monday. I went to the grocery store Saturday, and I spent $65, maybe on 2 bags, 2.5 bags, 3 bags, something like that.
Yeah.
My wife went to the grocery store yesterday, and I know she spent $120. I'm like, did I miss something at the grocery store that we needed? Like, what did I miss? Like,
yeah, man.
But you go to the grocery store to get one thing, you walk out with 10 things. We also have to focus on not overstuffing your refrigerator with stuff that may go bad. How many times you went to the grocery store and bought stuff and you realize a week later that it's gone bad, that you didn't even get around to using because there's so much stuff in there that you overlooked something that you thought you needed anyways.
We go from finances to food talk, man. Jeez.
But it's money, man.
I will tell you that the worst thing in the world, the worst item in the world for me, and I hate buying them, but my wife loves them, are strawberries. Man, if you do not eat those strawberries quick, they go bad. They go bad.
Man,
right away, man.
Listen, you got all kind of little mold spots on those strawberries in 3 or 4 days. Listen, and they're $6 a carton. Man, they're $6 a little carton. And Bernadette would go to the store and buy 2 of them a week because one of them went bad. It's like, it's crazy.
So now I got to go out there and feed the rabbits and throw them in the field and stuff.
Man, it's wild, but definitely everybody, we hope you enjoyed this show. Again, this was episode 14. Oh my goodness, I just realized episode 13 is down there. Oh, I didn't change that out. My bad.
That's all right. That's all right.
I tell them about your strawberries. I'll make sure I change that next week. But honestly, I hope you all appreciate the show. Please like, share, comment, hit the subscribe button and bell. We look forward to seeing you all next week. If you are not subscribed to this show, we would love for you to subscribe. Drop a comment in the bottom, or if you haven't, drop a comment on our YouTube, because right now we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, please head over to our YouTube channel, which is linked to this as well. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so you can be notified every time me and Daniel go live and have these amazing conversations. I loved everybody that tuned in this week and dropped some knowledge in here, asked some questions. It made the show a lot better, a lot more, continuity between us and the audience. Daniel.
I'm ready to roll, man. I love this morning get up vibe, and now I'm ready to conquer the world, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go make my money, make money for me. I'm ready for a productive week, not a busy week. I want to be productive, and I think everybody else needs to do that as well.
I totally agree.
Don't focus on being busy. Focus on being productive.
Productive. I love it, man. With that being said, everybody have a great day. This was the closing table, and if you love our show, again, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Until next time, we are out.